15 Food that can kill your dogs. There are certain foods that are safe for humans but can be harmful to your dogs. As man's best friend, dogs do everything with us: walk around town, ride in the car, play in the yard, and snuggle on the couch. It's natural, then, given how much time we spend with our four-legged companions, to assume they can eat with us, too. However, human food can be dangerous for dogs. Even types of food that are completely safe for us, it is important to know that just because you enjoy a certain type of food doesn't mean your dog will enjoy it too. Dogs can be harmed by a number of popular human foods. Giving human food to a dog may seem fun at first, but chances are that the food could harm your dog, or worse, it may even kill it. So, beware, these 15 foods could kill your dog. It is best to educate you and your family on what your pup cannot have at all. Better safe than sorry. My wish is that this post helps you all keep your dogs safe, happy and healthy during the holidays and always. Number 1. Avocados. Avocados contain a toxin called persin, which is perfectly safe for human consumption, but can be very poisonous to dogs. It is found in avocado fruit, pits, leaves, and bark, so you should avoid giving any part of the plant to your dog. If a dog eats these, fluid may accumulate in the dog's lungs and chest. This can make it difficult for them to breathe, which can lead to oxygen deprivation and even death. Fluid can also accumulate in the heart, pancreas, and abdomen, and this can lead to other fatal complications. Additionally, a dog can accidentally swallow an avocado pit, which can cause choking or a blockage in the digestive tract. Eating any part of the avocado plant can cause severe health problems in dogs that may result in death. Number 2. Coffee, tea, and other caffeine. Caffeine is naturally found in coffee, tea, cocoa, and guarana, a South American plant. It is also often added to soft drinks and medications. Caffeine can speed up the heart rate and stimulate the nervous system in dogs. Within 2 to 4 hours of consuming caffeine, dogs may experience restlessness, excessive thirst, a lack of bladder control, vomiting, and diarrhea. If dogs ingest too much caffeine, they can experience abnormal heart rhythm or lung failure, which can ultimately lead to death. A dog's system absorbs caffeine very quickly, leading to mild effects at 9 mg per pound, 20 mg per kilogram, of the dog's weight and seizures at 27 mg per pound, 60 mg per kilogram, and over. Several cases of death have been reported in dogs due to an overdose of caffeine. Number 3. Grapes and raisins. Grapes and raisins can be extremely toxic to dogs. They can cause rapid kidney failure, which can ultimately be fatal. The toxic compounds in grapes are still unknown, but even small amounts can make your dog sick. Toxic levels vary from dog to dog, but one study reviewing 169 reports found that some dogs died after eating just a handful of raisins. Therefore, ingestion of any quantity should be taken very seriously. It is important to note that poisoning can happen as a result of eating grapes and raisins raw or eating them as ingredients. Watch for symptoms like vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, and depression. These may be followed by signs of kidney failure, such as excessive thirst and very little urine production. Grapes and raisins are highly toxic to dogs. Even very small amounts can lead to kidney failure, which can be fatal. Number 4. Chocolate. Chocolate contains the stimulant chemicals theobromine and caffeine, both of which are very difficult for dogs to metabolize. If a dog eats chocolate, it can cause stomach pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and dehydration. These symptoms can also progress to more serious problems like heart attacks, internal bleeding, muscle tremors, seizures, and death. The severity of the side effects depends on how large the dog is and how much and what type of chocolate the dog has consumed. The darker and less sweet the chocolate is, the more toxic it will be to your dog. Unsweetened baker's chocolate and cocoa powder are among the most dangerous varieties. As little as 0.03 ounces, 720 milligrams, of chocolate would be enough to cause toxic symptoms in a dog. It is most common for dogs to experience chocolate poisoning on holidays such as Valentine's Day, Easter, Halloween, and Christmas, presumably because these are times when people often have chocolate on hand. No matter the occasion, it is important to always keep chocolate out of reach. Eating chocolate can cause a slew of health problems in dogs and can even kill them. The darker the chocolate, the more toxic it is. Number 5. Salt. Eating too much salt could lead to a condition known as salt poisoning or water deprivation in dogs. This can cause neurological disorders, cerebral edema, vomiting, diarrhea, depression, tremors, fever, and seizures. It may even be fatal in severe cases. Because of this, it is not a good idea to give your dog salted foods such as pretzels, popcorn, or chips. It is also important to make sure your dog always has access to fresh drinking water. Eating too much salt can cause water deprivation in dogs, which can be deadly. You should avoid feeding salted foods to your dog and make sure fresh drinking water is always available. Number 6. Garlic. Garlic is an allium, a family of foods that can be fatal to dogs due to a compound called thiosulfate that damages red blood cells. It takes a lot of garlic to cause toxicity, but some breeds, particularly Japanese ones, such as Avocados and Shiba Inus, are particularly susceptible. Signs of garlic poisoning can be delayed and not apparent for several days, explains the Pet Poison Helpline. While tiny amounts of these foods in some pets, especially dogs, may be safe, large amounts can be very toxic. Number 7. Alcohol and yeast. Alcohol is found in a variety of products, including alcoholic beverages, perfumes, mouthwash, paint, varnish, and various cleaning products. While occasional alcohol consumption is safe for humans, dogs cannot tolerate it, even in small amounts. Symptoms usually develop within an hour after consumption and include tiredness, depression, lack of muscle coordination, low body temperature, poor breathing, vomiting, and diarrhea. If a dog consumes too much alcohol, it can result in lung failure, seizures, coma, and even death. Alcohol poisoning in dogs usually happens after accidental ingestion of alcoholic beverages. However, in one case, a dog died of alcohol poisoning after eating a large number of rotten apples. It's also a concern if a dog eats raw dough that contains yeast. As the yeast cells ferment, they actually produce alcohol, which causes a dog's blood alcohol level to rise and can ultimately cause alcohol poisoning and death. What's more, the dough will expand in a dog's stomach and can cause severe bloating. It is important never to feed raw yeast dough or alcohol to your dog. If a dog consumes alcohol, it can lead to serious health problems and even death. This can also happen if a dog eats raw yeast dough. 8. Spinach. Spinach is the subject of widespread debate among veterinarians and other dog experts. It contains a high amount of oxalic acid, a substance known to interfere with dogs' abilities to absorb calcium, causing kidney damage. Like many foods on this list, how much is consumed has a lot to do with how toxic it is. It's probably okay for your dog to have a small amount of spinach every now and then, but regular consumption can lead to serious health problems. 9. Black walnuts. Regular walnuts, often called English walnuts, are safe for dogs to eat, but the less common black walnut can be toxic. These specialty nuts are used in desserts and baked goods, although poisoning usually occurs in nature when dogs find them on the ground or eat bark from the tree. In fact, the black walnut ranks among the 5 most poisonous trees to large animals. Number 10. Peaches. Although the peach flesh itself is fine for dogs to eat, the pits of peaches contain amygdalin, the same substance found in apple seeds, which releases cyanide. Your pup would have to consume several peach pits to get sick. However, this isn't beyond the realm of possibility if you have a dog who gets into everything. For this reason, it's best to keep peaches out of dogs' reach. In addition to the cyanide issue, the pits pose a choking hazard. Number 11. Xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol often used to sweeten candy, chewing gum, toothpaste, and baked goods. While deemed safe for human consumption, it can be deadly for dogs. Eating foods that contain xylitol can lead to a sudden and significant drop in a dog's blood sugar. Initial symptoms, including vomiting, weakness, depression, difficulty moving, coma, and seizures, often show up within 30 minutes of consumption. Eventually, xylitol can lead to liver damage and death. Eating foods that contain xylitol can cause a dog's blood sugar to drop drastically. This can cause health problems, liver failure, and death. Number 12. Onions. Onions are another example of a food in the allium family that can be poisonous to dogs due to the thiosulfate it contains. Like with other alliums, certain dog breeds are more vulnerable, and their size make a huge difference. Number 13. Nutmeg. Nutmeg contains a compound called myristicin which, when ingested in large quantities, can lead to rapid heart rate, hallucinations, and seizures in dogs. Baked goods or other recipes containing small amounts of the spice do not pose a threat. However, if your dog chews on the spice container or gets into the small packets from the bulk spice aisle, it could potentially be very serious. Number 14. Green tomatoes. Once tomatoes are red and ripe, they are generally safe for dogs, as long as the stem is completely removed. However, green tomatoes or not fully ripe red tomatoes can be toxic for dogs. This is because of a substance called solanine found in the stems and leaves. If you have a garden where tomatoes grow, it is best to keep your dogs out so they don't chew on the green fruits or their vines. Number 15. Iron supplements. Vitamins containing iron can be toxic for dogs. Particularly prenatal supplements, which tend to have higher amounts than standard vitamins. That's because dogs don't have a way of excreting excess iron, causing buildups up in the body. In addition to vitamins, cases of iron toxicity can also come from dogs eating oxygen absorbers. Thank you for watching. For more videos, please subscribe, like and comment.